Hi, it's Gary with another moment in music, and today we're looking at the Phil Collins drum sound, which it sounds a little bit banal to be starting off with something like a drum sound, but it was pretty revolutionary. The story goes that Phil was recording in London and they had a particular kind of stone room, and that stone room gave incredible reflection and reverb capacity, and everyone wanted to record there. People like XTC in the 80s, a lot of people recorded there. On this occasion, the project was Peter Gabriel, PG3, aka the Melt album, the cover where you've got a picture of Peter Gabriel and half his face is sort of melting away. But Peter had decided that he wanted to pursue this project, and he'd of course worked with Phil in Genesis. And what happened was that Peter had this policy of no cymbals to be used on the track at all. A lot of people were a bit freaked out by that, I think, including Phil. So anyway, cut a long story short, they're going into it, and a lot of the new consoles that had come into the studios at that point had a talkback button. And so what happened was that someone had left the talkback button on, and the sound coming in from the microphone to the talkback facility in the control room was very, what they call, compressed and quite gated. So it was very punchy, it was loud, and then it chopped off. And what happened was that someone said something in the studio, it might have been Phil Collins or someone else in the band, and everyone turned their heads around. Now we're talking about Steve Lillywhite was involved in this session, and also the great Hugh Padgham, who of course went on and recorded a lot of people, including all of that amazing work that he did with the Police. In essence, what happened, on top of someone talking in the studio, Phil Collins played his drums, and the sound was extraordinary. It was like nothing else that anyone had ever heard up until this point. At this stage, people in the control room were a little bit freaked out, and effectively that was how they got that particular drum sound, and they rode with this sound. And this sound, as I said, was for the track Intruder. It was a PG project, and Phil Collins was so enamoured with this particular sound that when it came to him doing his first solo project, every item on the drum kit was mic'd and set up and heavily compressed and gated. So that's where he got the sound from, and that's what he rolled with. Unique to this day. Phil Collins in the air tonight. That's his sound.